me tell you a little story. I read an amazing email subscription that I subscribed to. It came into my inbox this morning, and I wanted to pass some things along. I love this. I absolutely love this, because if there is such a secret of success, if there is such a thing as a secret of success, this would be it, okay? First of all, I think that's kind of a cliche phrase. I don't know that there is such a thing as a secret, because everybody that's successful writes books and speaks and tells everybody what they did. So it doesn't seem to be a secret so much as shouting it from the rooftops. It's just that nobody will follow their advice. But anyways, secret of success, if there is one, this is it. So guy number one, this is my story for the day. Gentleman number one wakes up, and there's a list of things that he should do with his day. Small things that make a huge difference, but because they're just a little inconvenient, he does not do them. So he doesn't wake up early, he sleeps in, he doesn't do any kind of morning routine, no meditation, no studying, no exercise. He gets up just in time to go to work. He goes to work and does just what he needs to get through the day, just enough that he doesn't get fired, comes back home, doesn't do anything else to benefit himself, move anything forward. He's not engaged in any business or side hustle. He doesn't spend any time reading. He turns on the TV, throws in a microwave oven TV dinner, and sits on the couch, spends the rest of his evening, and goes to bed. Okay, that's a day of a life in an average Joe. Now, did he do anything wrong? Not necessarily. He didn't rob any banks. He didn't, break any laws. Certainly, he's absolutely entitled to go and work at a job. He's contributing. He's a decent employee. He's not getting fired, so he's doing what he's supposed to at work. But he's just meeting the bare minimum requirements. So that's his life. Guy number two has a little different life. He wakes up just a little bit earlier than guy number one and goes through a morning routine. He does some meditation, he does some exercise. He exercises his brain after he exercises his body by studying and reading, writing, getting caught up on what's going on in the world, and puts in a little time on a side hustle. He might put in 20 minutes. Maybe he writes a blog post, let's say, or he journals for 20 minutes, some ideas that he's been having lately. Goes to work, puts in a little extra effort, stays a little bit extra longer, does some extra things that weren't required of him, and then he comes home. And after he comes home, his side hustle begins. So he spends his evening working on his business, his side hustle. He writes some things, he records some things, he works on setting up a distribution channel for one of his products, or he writes another chapter on his book. He does something to move his life forward. At the end of the day, both of these guys, generally speaking, are in about the same place as when they started. Their lives are not drastically different at the end of the day as they were when they woke up. That right there is the reason some people succeed and some don't. Because day by day, you don't see a huge difference. So day by day, it's easy to excuse away all the things you should be doing. Now, guy number two, his routine, the things that he did, they were not difficult. He woke up just a little earlier. He exercised. It could be walking. It could be a slow jog. It's not difficult to exercise. He sat down and read and wrote and did some things that the other guy didn't do, none of which were difficult. He went to work and put in a little extra effort. Okay, we're not really talking about job stuff, but that's always good. But he came home and he started on his side hustle. Again, not that difficult. He had to say no to Netflix, say no to TV, say no to the news, so that he could say yes to other things. But the things that he said yes to were not difficult things. And like I said as I began, that, I believe, if there is such a thing as the secret of success, I believe that's what it is. Because the things that are easy to achieve success are easy to do. But the key here is that they're also easy not to do. Now, think about that, what I just said, for just a minute. The things required to be successful are easy to do. But they're also easy not to do. So you have a choice when you wake up. 2 easies, we call it. 2 easies. Easy number 1, you're going to do the things that give you the slight edge. There's a book called The Slight Edge. I have yet to read it, but I hear a lot of good things. It's on my list. I'm reading a bunch of things, but that one's on my list, The Slight Edge. And another book, Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect. Both of them address this. It's the little things every day that make the big difference in the end. If I gave you a penny every day for 30 days, we all know how this works. First 7 days, it hardly amounts to anything. The next 7 days, again, just little growth. By day 31, it's like more than $10 million. I can't remember the exact number. But little things every day add up to big things. So one day at a time, you look back, and it's easy to slough off one day. It's just a day, Dessert. Let's talk health for a second. It's just a brownie. Just one, it's, not a big deal. That's just exercise. One day, I'm going to miss it just today. Not a big deal. And you're right, it's not a big deal. The thinking associated with that is a big deal. Allowing yourself to not keep your goals, allowing yourself to not hold yourself to the standard that you know you need to hold yourself to in order to become successful, in order to achieve the result that you're pursuing. That mindset is what's dangerous. Because if you do it once, it's easy to do it again. And it's easy to do it the next day. And pretty soon you stack up a bunch of those days and you have a week. You have 1 week where you didn't really do much for your goals. In the big scheme of things, my life is 80 years now, however long a lifespan is. 1 week, it's a drop in the bucket. And you're right, that is. It's very little in the big scheme of things. A month, a year is relatively little in the big scheme of things. 1 day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time. Small habits that should happen every day don't. And that is what makes or breaks a person on the road to success. So if you want to be successful, do the little things that make the big difference, the easy things. Do them because they're easy. You can also not do them because it's equally as easy to not do them. But don't fall into that trap. Do the little things every day that successful people are telling you that you should be doing. The morning routine, the exercise, the meditation, the reading and the scribing and all this stuff that successful people do every day. You study their habits. It's out there. It's not a secret. Nobody's keeping this a secret. That's the thing that kills me about this phrase, the secret of success. It isn't. Successful people want to share this, and they are. They write books about it. They speak about it. They podcast about it. They blog about it. You can find this anywhere on the internet now. And it's all true and it's all good information. It's just a matter of whether or not you are disciplined on a day-to-day basis to do those little things that sometimes you just don't want to do. But if you don't want to do them, that's okay. Successful people necessarily don't want to do them. I can't tell you how many podcasts I've listened to where a successful person, an entrepreneur, comes on and he says, inherently I'm a lazy person. I'm lazy. They admit it. And you think to yourself, well, how are you successful if you're lazy? It's because they don't succumb to those tendencies. They have a natural tendency to want to be lazy, but they don't do it anyways. So if you're lazy, or if you don't feel the urge, if you don't want to, you're normal. That's just like successful people. They're the same way. They don't like it necessarily. They don't want to, but they do it anyways. Why? Because they're easy things to do. And they're also easy things not to do. So if you're going to choose one of the sets of things, easy things to do, easy things not to do, either way, it's easy. Well, choose the easy things to do, because that's what's going to make you successful.